Okay, so now that we've got everything modeled in here, let's go ahead and let's start assigning pour parameters. Now, the easiest way that I try and do this is to say, all right, if I have um, a parameter assigned, I can make it easy to see what's been like what things the parameters have been assigned to and what haven't been by essentially hiding them once the parameter's been assigned. So first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to turn off my links. I don't want to see a structural model. And now I've got these pour one element type issues. And by the way, let's go back through and let's make sure that all of these things have been assigned. One thing that I do want to do is I want to make sure on these 5 slab edges is all, oh, that's right. Let's just leave it off. Okay, so let's turn the visibility off for all of these. And in Revit 2021, you have to do it one by one. Okay, so I've got these, let's say I've got all of these this 16-inch concrete floor. I can go ahead and I can say select all instances visible in view, and I know that these are going to start with element type 5. Okay, and look at that, it gets hidden. These look to be little curbs. Curbs generally will be part of the slab pours. So we're going to make these as part of element type 5 as well. It looks like these guys right here are columns, like this little bit that's sticking up. Those are all columns. Select all instances of view of that column, and it's going to be type 3. It doesn't mean it covers all the columns, but let's start selecting all the other columns that we're going to have here as well. Element type 3. These look like they're beams, and these beams will be parts of the slab. So again, I'm going to select all of these, and I'm going to make them element type 5. Okay, we're starting to get somewhere here. Concrete wall, these little concrete walls. At a certain point, these concrete walls turn from curbs into what do you call them? Or not stem walls, but like these little crash walls and stuff like that. And you can see, like here, they look like they'd be curbs, whereas here they look like they'd be like these kind of other miscellaneous walls. Let's make sure we got a filter set up for that. One of those is there, right? Okay. So let's go ahead and start putting all these guys in here. One by one, we're going to do some selections if we're feeling a little bit lazy. And when I say lazy, I mean efficient. All of these walls that are a little bit tall, but not too tall, we're going to put them all on element type 6, right? Doesn't mean we got everything in here. So this is not the easiest process here. This is not very fast, and you can see there are going to be some places where this starts to get complicated. But that's okay. That is the job. All right. But slowly but surely, we're getting these things kind of knocked out and put onto the right pour set for what we care about here. Again, put these ones on 6. That's going to be a rectangular beam. Beams will be poured with slabs. So we'll say that's going to go on 5. And this 12-inch concrete floor pretty much will always be on element type 5. These look like they are going to be those same things. All of these look to be like those little walls that are sticking out on top of a slab. Make them for 6. All right. Slowly but surely. Let's also get these columns. Let's select all the columns. Columns are obviously going to be on element type 3. There's this beam here. Make that part of 5. Let's see if there are any other ones. Select all instances. Visible in view. 5. There are these little walls right there. Those will be on 6. concrete beams, select all instances. This also looks to be a beam. Yeah, so we'll put those on 5. Oh, something else is there. 5. Okay. Slowly but surely getting there. I am going to go ahead and I am going to start putting this slab on grade, this 5-inch concrete floor. That's going to be on 5. Same thing with this one on 5. And we also have this lower floor, if you'll remember from those previous videos. Put that on 5 as well. Okay. Now, this one right here is that matte foundation, and I think this is at the vault. I think this will not be on 5, but instead this will be on element type 1. Okay. And then we're going to have, what do we have here? These look to be interior. They're not exactly foundation walls, but we can figure that out. These ones, let's just go ahead. These ones along the edge. These are all going to be foundation walls. All of these are going to be on element type 2 now because those are foundation walls. So remember, basically anything that's not a core wall will be a foundation wall. So they'll be on element type 2 here. Okay, now we've got these in here, and these look to be footings. So let's put that on element type 1. Same thing with these footings, element type 1. Oops. Select all instances, element type 1. And going through on these sorts of things. All right. There's a certain level of diminishing returns here, but these are all going to be element type 1. And element type 1. And you can see we're starting to get into some things that we're really not sure what they're going to be. So what we might need to do is we might need to turn on certain, turn back on certain elements and try and make and kind of figure that out along the way. But we'll see. That's going to be element type 1. I think these are going to be our core walls, right? So let's get the core walls set here. Looks like maybe there's something there. Nope, not 3. We want them to be on 4. Ooh, looks like we missed a foundation there. And then these ones are core walls. Let's make sure this is another way we can do it. We can select everything there and then select the walls. And then we can select those and make sure we don't have these rectangular straight wall openings there. Core wall on those. Oh, not 1. Those are going to be on 4. It's fine. Even if they've been hidden, you can, if they're still active, you can adjust it and get it fixed. Okay. All right. Now we're getting somewhere here. All right. Now, I think that for the purposes of what we're trying to do here, all of these walls are going to be on the foundation walls level poor, just because they might be internal, but they're not exactly core walls either. So let's just go ahead and put them on foundation walls. Maybe we're wrong about that, but personally, this is the way that I would assign them. So element type 2. What are these? These are beams. So these, let's select all of our instances in the entire project. There's a few of them here, it looks like. We're going to make them element type 5. Beams are always going to be, or should always be, with the slabs. These look like they're beams as well. We'll make those element type 5. These are beams, element type 5. And then I'm a little bit unclear as to what these are. Now, these look to be parts of the foundations. These might be at sumps. So let's make them element not 5, 1. Okay, and so there's a few of these things here that I'm a little unclear as to what they are. So let's what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the visibility on for all of these things. And then let's see if making them halftone will help differentiate what's going on there. Okay, so these look to be, at least these ones in this area, they're not exactly foundation walls, and they're not exactly kind of curbs or ramp wall or like stem walls, but they look to be, again, and they're certainly not core walls, but they look to be something more like foundation walls, or at least they'll go along with foundation walls, whether that's what we want to call them or not. So let's undo. I'm going to select all of these walls. And put them on 2. Again, we can always change it later. And then we've got these two kind of things going on here. So let's put them all on. So there's, I believe it's these, right? And these look like they're just going to, like, it looks like there's this foundation here, and maybe there's some opening there. But let's, because these aren't really, they wouldn't be poured with the foundation walls. They would really be poured with this foundation. Let's call it element type 1. Okay. And then I believe the other one is inside here. It's like these little walls. So if we maybe make this wireframe, I believe it's going to be, no, it's not those two walls. Where are our walls? Ah, there we go. Okay, it's these walls right here. These ones look to be clearly with the foundation walls. So we'll make them element type 2. Okay, now if we go back to our filters, unhalftone everything, but then also hide everything. Now we can see everything has been assigned, right? There are still some openings and things like that. Those don't really matter. So we can take care of those later, and we're probably going to have to adjust those later anyway. In the next video, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be messing with those core walls to make sure that they're attached to the right things. And then what that will allow us to do is then go ahead and set up the core wall sheets as desired.